Welcome back, hunters, to another episode of Bloodborne. Today we are going to fight Micolash, the hunter, the host of the nightmare, hunter of nightmares. We unlocked a shortcut to him, so we don't have to really worry about getting there. All you have to do is transport yourself to Murgo's loft base, and there will be an elevator that we can ride on up to him. I apologize if I get lost in this battle. This isn't really a boss battle, in my opinion, to be honest. It is, but it's probably the weakest of all the boss battles in the game because Micolash is an idiot. I mean, he only has 3 attacks in his repertoire. One of them consists of him using the Augur of Ebertas, where he casts some. They're like tentacles that come out his hand. Another one is the Call of Beyond, where that one can be deadly to you because he could potentially one-shot you with that one. So you got to be careful about that. But the rest of them, he just has a straight-up fist attack. So yeah, none of them particularly difficult to combat. I'm not gonna run across this bridge just yet. I'm gonna go this way and walk over here. And look at this. Camera's fucking me up. Now, those guys are going to come back. They will stand right back up, so beware of that.
Or some say
cause.
Do you hear our prayers? No, we shall not abandon the dream. No one can catch us. No one can stop us now.
So Ash is obviously a student of Bergenworth, or a scholar, if you notice from the uniform that he's wearing. However, he also has on the cage. He's wearing a cage on his head. We're going to come back and grab that item. Don't worry about that. He's wearing a cage on his head. And why is this dude taking me on this roundabout trip? He should have just went straight to where I... Look at this. I don't know what the hell he's doing. He should have just went right. This fucker. Go right! I'm not sure why. He should be... Go straight. There you go. The first part is really just chasing him so that when he goes inside this room, he's going to summon these 2 dudes. And all you have to be careful of is his Ebertas summon. So he can... Oh shit, he caught me. Wow. He's really susceptible to getting stun locked. Especially if you can get him in the corners. Shit, got caught again. That, right now in this battle, that is literally his only attack. So he's gonna immediately go away with that. We're gonna run here, go straight up these stairs, and do this haul. We're gonna come back for all these items after we finish him because it is a relatively short battle. Don't worry. Run up the stairs. Be careful with... Damn, he caught me. Run this way. And it should be directly up these stairs where we meet him. And he's gonna run inside this mirror. Alright, so he's... Whoa! He's gonna run in that mirror. I'm gonna grab this item just because. I want you to see this because this is literally where you're gonna have to come back to. Wait a minute, did I do that right? This is where I usually get lost, so forgive me. Come back this way, and I believe it should be down these stairs right here. And here. So now, if you have a blood tinge weapon, to be honest with you, you can literally stand up here and kill him. Obviously I don't have a strong enough weapon to do that, but the door is going to close and that's where he's going to be. So you want to run right up here from these stairs to the left and then up the stairs again, which should take you back to the beginning place, the beginning spot where you were, and now make a right here. So now he's locked inside that room, right? And he's gonna be right beneath you. Now this is where you got to be careful, because when you fall inside here, he has the ability to cast the Call of the Beyond spell, and that thing can literally one hit you. If you can't... Damn, he got me. So now you get him in the corner. And damn. That should be it for Micolash. Now I'm waking up. I'll forget everything. So, and we get the Menzies cage as well. Like I said, that's not... I don't really consider Micolash a battle so much as a puzzle, and on top of that, a hint at things to come. And I'll point this out for what I mean by that. When we were inside the lecture hall building, you notice I pointed out a bunch of the little lore spots where it said three-thirds umbilical cords, and another one that said hunt the great ones, hunt the great ones. And it also said Willem was right. You know, evolution without courage will lead to our ruin. Micolash is considered the host of the nightmare, and he does something different than what all of the other characters is because he recognizes the dream. He actually talks about it. He says when he finishes, before he dies, he says to you, "I'm waking up now. I'll forget everything." Take a look at this cage real quick. Where is it at? There we go, the Menzies cage. The School of Menzies controls the unseen village. This hexagonal iron cage suggests their strange ways. The cage is a device that restrains the will of the self, allowing one to see the profane world for what it is. It also serves as an antenna that facilitates contact with the great ones of the dream. But to an observer, the iron cage appears to be precisely what delivers them to their harrowing nightmare. So, you know how you get those alien dudes and, you know, conspiracy theorists about aliens or whatever? I'm not saying aliens don't exist. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that you get this notion of aliens existing, wraps on their heads and shit like that. Well, That is literally what these people did in order to try to contact contact the Great Ones. And some people would say that they had success at it too, because Micolash is stuck here in the nightmare dream, or he's not really stuck. He wants to be here in the nightmare dream, and he doesn't want to wake up. He feels that being here in the nightmare dream puts him at how you say it puts him in a place where he cannot be touched, he can't be harmed. So Micolash is literally talking to Great Ones by using the cage as an antennae. That's kind of interesting, because if you note, when we read the description on the helmet, it also tells us that his cage also is what controls him or keeps him in himself, where their thoughts are restrained. So he presents an idea that we have not at this point seen from any other character in the Bloodborne series, any of the NPC, and it's the self-awareness that he understands that what we are in is inside of a dream. And he also presents to you what we don't understand at this point in the game, unless you've played it already, to be honest, is that there's a number of different outcomes here. We had the 3/3 umbilical cord, and he's presenting us another one, that we have the ability to wake up. And when we wake up, we're going to forget everything. We'll forget the hunt. We will forget the world that we live in, or the world that we've been inhabiting up until this point. That's a really interesting concept when you give what we've been doing, because you have to question, is everything that we're doing just a dream? Are we really just sleeping? Keep in mind that I kind of pointed out to you guys after we beat the One Reborn, and we end up using the One Reborn's. Once we got past him, there was a room filled with these guys, these scholars, these students of Bergenworth, these former students who had these cages on their heads. And I told you then, I said, you know what? Pay attention to that guy that's sitting on the throne, that's sitting on the chair in the midst of all of them, which kind of looked like a classroom. That was Micolash and his body. That was his real body right there. Micolash, he was in the dream, and he was protecting himself, but he also, I guess you could say, he was kind of existing outside the realm as well. So it's kind of interesting when you think about what we are playing, and you have to question yourself. And Miyazaki has done nothing. Like, if you picked up the collector's edition guide to Bloodborne, I would suggest picking it up. It's a really good, I like it. I like it a lot. I like the artwork that's inside of it. I like, we're not, you know what, I'm gonna go across and light this lamp, but I'm not gonna go. If you're into PvP, this is the place to be right here in order to start your PvP excursions. This bridge, there's always people here ready to PvP, so to do some battles. But it presents a really interesting notion, and Miyazaki has not done anything to really confirm it, deny it, or anything like that. But to question, are we in a dream? Like, is this shit real, or is this like fake? Like, how much of this am I supposed to believe is really happening, or what part of it is really happening? And if some parts are real and some parts aren't, what does that mean? Because when you think about it, for instance, like I pointed out to you, in this section we've got the crows with the crows have the dogs' heads, and the dogs have the crows' heads. And I don't know, like, that only, I can't remember that being, I can't remember that existing anywhere else in the game. You kind of want to make sure you come back this way and go down the stairs, because there's some interesting, there's a shit. Fuck you. Got one. There's some items down here that you definitely want to grab. Not even just the blood chunks that we're gonna grab from that little fella, which you do want, but there's gonna be a rune down here. Can't remember which one it is. So I found that one to be a really interesting battle just because it gave so much lore to it, and you know that lore was an addendum to what we already saw when we were battling or we were inside the lecture hall. So we're starting to get different points of views, and it's kind of a similitude to the way we view the church system with Christianity. Yeah, everybody was searching for this. Damn, that was ruthless. Everybody's searching for the same thing, right? And they all want access to the great ones, but it's who's going to really get the access. And even once we start seeing that different people are using different methods to get access to the great ones, you notice they're having different outcomes. So Willem was able to access the great ones via having eyes on the inside, and they were able to make communion or communication with Rom the Vacuous, and Micolash even brings that up during our fight, and even questions our decision to kill Micolash. I mean, to kill Rom the Vacuous. However, we also notice in that battle with him that he's also made contact with the Great One. So we have the Moon Rune. These are the items that you're going to want. And you notice this one now has the little bit of a red tint to it. Um, like what I was saying, you know, the original one, and this one has more fallen items. So I'm going to lead to believe, without checking my Bloodborne Collector's Edition guide, I'm pretty sure that these two are the height of where they're going to be. So, but if you're looking to do soul runs, so that way you can get some souls to build up, you're definitely going to want to have all four of these, or three of the four, uh, so that way you can boost your skills, boost your item discoveries, and so forth like that. But so it's kind of interesting because Micolash made contact, so did Willem, and different outcomes, but I guess you can say different outcomes. Realistically, it's the same outcome. They all made contact with the Great One. It's just a matter of how you look at success. How you look at success and what they did when they got to the Great Ones. Micolash is stuck in a dream. He doesn't have anybody else here with him. So how much is that a big success? He's just happy. He seems like he's gone mad. He's just gone insane. It's not like it's not this parameter where he's come and he's found the Great Ones and he's gained this great enlightenment that you would expect. No, 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 no. That's not what happened. He just went crazy. So it's kind of interesting. It's a really interesting take. So now what I want to show you guys is when we were just exploring, I kind of forgot to bring it up, is we got this iron door key. I want to show you. Of the three great bridges that link the two cathedral cradles, this key opens the iron door that leads to the mid-level bridge. There are no thieves in the nightmare. Then why lock a door? Be warned, there must be a very good reason. A very, very good reason. And indeed, there is a very, very good reason. And I'm going to tell you so that way you don't just decide, hey, you know what? I got a fucking key. I'm going to walk through this goddamn door. You don't want to walk through that damn door. Trust me. The iron door key is used to gain access to Brain. I guess that's what you call him. I can't remember what his name is. The Brain of Menzies. It's the one that's peering out over out of the building that's to the left that keeps applying frenzy to the area. If you wanted to, so that way you don't have to worry about, I guess, gaining any more what is it? If you wanted to, in case you just didn't want to have to worry about having to fight these guys, worry about frenzy effects from the game anymore, what you could do is you can use this door, and here it is right here. I always forget where it is. I'm trying to see if I can see the guy. I'm not going to fight him, to be honest with you. I am going to use the key to open up the door, but I'm not going out there. you can use that key in order to come out here, and it's a shortcut, and you can fight the brain. But trust me, probably don't want to do it. He's gonna continually apply frenzy to it, but if you feel like you're up to the challenge, then you can go ahead and do it. I am not going to do it, so I'm gonna show you a different way to actually kill him. Probably in our next couple of it'll come up in the next couple of videos. There's a relatively easy way to beat him and to gain a really good item called the living string that you're gonna need anyways. You don't actually need to fight him, so I wouldn't suggest it. It's not necessary, so don't worry about it. Sorry guys that I'm saying so much. What we're gonna do is we're still in the Nightmare Menses really. What we gotta do is we have to defeat Murgo top, and I kinda want you to pay attention to it because you keep hearing babies every time we enter new sections. Before I go back though, there's some items out here that I want to grab and a shortcut path that I want to unlock, so bear with me. Bear with my... Look at these fucking dogs. Damn it. No, fucker. Damn. I don't want to die, so I'm not gonna push my luck here. To be honest with you guys. There's some you hear the baby again? And look over into the background. You see those dudes? They look familiar to you? They should. They really, really should. See this area right here? We're gonna end up having to come over here. We can't operate that device actually. I'm gonna get on this elevator just so that way it takes me down, and then I'll come right back up. I want to show you something as well. There is that entrance right there that we will be making use of. But I wanted to unlock that area so that way we don't have to run through the battle again. This is the lever to the left. To the right, Murgo's loft base will now get us to go to there. We could just use the lamp post, but if you don't want to use the lamp, you can do that. There we go. There we go. So back now to Hunter's Dream. We're gonna do some leveling up here real quick. Get some more health. But there's a lot of interesting lore in this game when you get to Micolash, and we start to see a lot of this Cthulhian horror and Lovecraftian tale being spun, and I find it very interesting. It's all very intriguing to me, to be honest with you, especially when you put religious slants on it and try to tell what story is. And the really good thing about Miyazaki's games and FromSoft games is that you don't have characters talking. There's really no talking going on in the game, so you are really finding items and trying to determine the story yourself or make sense of the story that he's trying to tell. And if you read in the collector's guide at the end, he specifically does that. Each game to him is a new point for him to tell a new story or to change the way he's telling the story. I like it. I like that he does it. It's really interesting to me. So
farewell, good hunter. May you find your worth in the waking world.
Yeah, I'm gonna find my weight. I'm gonna find my worth in the waking world, girl. I'm gonna find my worth. Before I find it, I'm gonna treat you like the dream you is, girl. How Tyrone said, long kick style. Oh man, I'm an idiot. Goddamn idiot I is. Alright, so I'm gonna use some of these King Cold Blood so that way I can level up.
Welcome. What? Very well.
Like at this point, I'm just kind of I'm kind of racing to get to that last to those last bit of levels. I'll probably make it, but I don't know. We'll see. All right, so there we go. So next time we come back, we are going to explore an area of the Nightmare Menzies that you're definitely going to need your Frenzy Resist up for, because we're going to run into a couple of the Winter Lanterns. So get prepared for that one right there. Make sure you got your sedatives. Make sure, boys, you got your sedatives, and make sure you got your elixirs and your Frenzy Resist up. Alright guys, till next time, I hope you're enjoying the videos. If you are, hit like, leave some comments if you're seeing about things that I'm missing in the game. I'm trying to make sure I hit everything, but it's really easy to miss things inside the game, especially when you've got tracked on things that you want to do, and yeah, it's really easy. So until next time, have fun, guys.